Ok, donc bonjour, bonjour, bienvenue. Aujourd'hui, c'est le mardi 24 novembre. Donc voilà l'objectif. Et on va écrire cette lettre la semaine prochaine. Donc dès la semaine prochaine, on va commencer à écrire et à envoyer même cette lettre. Ok, donc on va commencer avec ton plat préféré. Et puis on va réviser un peu, se présenter, se décrire. Et qu'est-ce que tu aimes faire? On va rajouter. Et puis on va parler de la semaine prochaine. Ok. Donc, ce jeudi, donc pas demain, mais après-demain, c'est la fête de l'Action de grâce, où on mange des plats souvent riches et copieux. Donc, très riches, très lourds et copieux, des plats généreux. Quel est ton plat préféré parmi ces 4 plats? Donc, il y a 4 plats, side dishes. Quel est le plat que tu préfères le plus? Donc, la sauce de canneberge, la sauce cranberry, la purée, donc des patates écrasées, so mashed potatoes, la purée, les patates douces, donc les pommes de terre douces, donc des yams or sweet potatoes, all right? And then la farce au pain, so stuffing, so bread stuffing. OK. Donc, quel est ton plat préféré? Quel est ton plat préféré? Allez. Quel est ton plat préféré? OK, bien. Allez, hop. OK, c'était assez réparti. C'était assez bien réparti. Les patates douces ont gagné, mais à peine. So, la sauce de canneberge, lots of people like cranberry sauce. Lots of people like mashed potatoes. Everybody wants them all. I'm with you. Why choose, right? Why not have them all? Last class, there was hardly anybody going for cranberry sauce. So that was kind of interesting. I'm going to take a screen just for the record. La sauce de canneberge, la purée, les patates douces, la farce au pain. Now, I have to say, la purée is not quite mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes in France, la purée, don't have a whole lot of flavor. I think it's just a little bit of butter and salt and crushed potatoes, and that's about it. Maybe some water. That's not how I would do them. I would do them with, when I make mashed potatoes, I don't know how y'all make it. Does anybody here make mashed potatoes? Okay, if I'm making mashed potatoes, I'm gonna put in roasted garlic, lots of white pepper, salt, maybe even a little bit of nutmeg. Sounds strange, but it might go really well. And a little bit of cream and maybe even some ranch dressing. I know that probably sounds really gross, but trust me, if you put just a little bit in, it goes a long way and it's really, really good stuff. It's got that good chive flavor going on. All right. Ok, ouais, super. Ok, donc révisons un petit peu. Qu'est-ce que tu aimes faire? Révisons un petit peu les présentations. So let's take a look at the dialogue so far. So we've done this piece by piece, where we're adding little by little to this dialogue between Saïd and Amandine, right? And what we've done with each piece is we've looked at it, we've broken it down and figured out, okay, how can I say something similar, right, to what they're saying? So we started off with Salut. Salut, comment t'appelles-tu? Je m'appelle Amandine. Je m'appelle Saïd. Ça va? Ça va? Et puis, on a passé à d'où es-tu? D'où es-tu? Moi, je suis de Paris. Je suis de Paris. Ah, moi, je suis de Lille. Je suis de Fitchburg. Je suis de Verona. OK? D'où es-tu? D'où es-tu? Tu es d'où? OK? Et enfin, on a continué la semaine dernière. Quel âge as-tu? Quel âge as-tu? J'ai 16 ans. J'ai 18 ans, etc. OK? J'ai 16 ans. J'ai 18 ans. J'ai 17 ans. Tu as quel âge? Quel âge as-tu? OK. Et puis maintenant, passons à une dernière étape. One last bit to add in. This is the last bit we're going to add to the dialogue. All right. Let's get some volunteers. Can I get 2 volunteers? Ouais, donc il y a Amandine et Saïd hein, qui parlent. Donc Amandine, tu sais, je viens de jouer Pikmin 3. Tu aimes jouer aux jeux vidéo? Tu aimes jouer aux jeux vidéo? Puis Saïd, moi non. Je préfère jouer au basket ou au foot. Des fois, j'aime jouer au volley aussi. Ah, tu es très sportif. Tu es très sportif. Oui, j'adore les sports. Et toi, est-ce que tu es sportive? Moi, non. J'aime jouer aux jeux vidéo, lire des romans et cuisiner. Mais je fais du jogging pour rester en forme. Okay. So what are they talking about here? And if you'd rather not say it out loud, you can say it in the chat. What's being discussed? Hobbies. Yeah, hobbies for sure. Hobbies. Yeah, hobbies, things you do in your free time. Okay. So what are Saeed's hobbies like? What do we know about Saeed after this? After he talks about what he likes to do? What kind of hobbies does he have? Or maybe we could start with Amandine. What does Amandine like to do up here? How's she opening it up? What's she talking about up there? Can you guess? Yeah, she likes to play video games. Yeah, I've got a couple answers in the private chat. Yeah, she likes to play video games, right? So she's saying, tu aimes jouer aux jeux vidéo? Tu aimes jouer aux jeux vidéo? Do you like to play video games? Tu aimes jouer aux jeux vidéo? What about Saeed? What about Saeed? What does Saeed like to do? Sports. Sports. Yeah. Yeah. Play basketball. Okay. Yeah. So Saeed does not like to play video games. He says, moi non. Je préfère jouer au basket ou au foot. Basket ou au football. And football is not going to be football. It's going to be, does anybody know? Soccer. You got it. You got it. Okay. Football. Everywhere else in the world, they call it football. Okay. We're the only ones who call it soccer. All right. So, je préfère jouer au basket ou au foot. Des fois, j'aime jouer au volley aussi. Sometimes I like to play volleyball too. Des fois. Sometimes. Sometimes. Okay. Amandine, tu es très sportif. So we're reviewing a little bit of that too. You're very athletic. Tu es très sportif. Oui, j'adore les sports. And what are some things that Amandine likes to do? So we know that she likes to play video games, jouer aux jeux vidéo. What else does she like to do? We've got 2 more things, even 3 more things. What does Amandine like to do besides playing video games? Food, Cuisiner, yeah, cuisiner. So if we look at the word cuisiner, all right, cuisine, if we think about cuisine, we think about food. So cuisiner is going to be to cook, okay? Cuisiner, to cook. J'aime cuisiner. Oh, and then, yeah, she likes to read, lire. J'aime lire, lire des romans. And somebody got it in the chat, good job, good job. Des romans, novels, yeah, des romans, novels, okay? J'aime lire des romans. I like to read novels. J'aime cuisiner. I like to cook. OK? Excellent. Donc, toi et toi, qu'est-ce que tu aimes faire? Qu'est-ce que tu aimes faire, toi? Qu'est-ce que tu aimes faire? Donc, j'aime jouer au foot. J'aime cuisiner. So what are some things that you like to do? And I'll go ahead and pause the recording. OK, et toi, qu'est-ce que tu aimes faire? Qu'est-ce que tu aimes faire? Donc, j'aime jouer aux jeux vidéo, j'aime regarder la télé, j'aime faire du pain, des gâteaux. Were there other things that came up that you want to know how to say in French? What do you like to do? What do you like to do? Ah, donc, comment dit-on? Drawing, drawing. OK. So j'aime, hein, so j'aime, I like. J'aime dessiner, to draw. J'aime dessiner. OK, I like to draw. J'aime dessiner. Super. Quoi d'autre? Are there other things that came up you want to know how to say? J'aime jouer aux jeux vidéo. J'aime faire du sport. No? OK. OK. J'aime dessiner. J'aime dessiner. Super. OK. So, quick reminder, please submit your expression bank today. So if you go into the calendar, you can see la description 3. Okay, so once you've completed your expression bank, submit it here. So the expression bank is where you've been kind of accumulating all these different expressions, et cetera, and just make sure to submit that by the end of the day. So do make sure you have that submitted by the end of the day, and I'll just grade it for completion. All right. Et puis pour la semaine prochaine, for next week. So next week, we'll read a letter in French. So we'll read a simple letter introducing somebody in French. Okay, they'll introduce themselves in this letter. All right, and then we'll kind of break that down. We'll figure out, okay, well, what are they saying? How are they saying it? What order are they saying it in? And then we'll use that as a model to then start writing our own letter little by little. Right, and then at the end of the week, you'll submit a letter introducing yourself in French. Okay, so we'll work step by step up to doing it. And some of you may send that off to a real person in France, right? We're starting this program, this penpal program, where you can correspond with a high schooler in France who's learning English, just like you're learning French. And weekly, you'll write them an email, and you'll write it in French, and they'll respond in English, just short emails, okay? And so it's optional, but you will be able to get extra credit for it. I've set up like a grade thing in Power School where everybody's exempt, but then if you participate, you get full credit for it, and it boosts your grade a little bit. So with that, what I will do is I will send out this survey in the chat. So what I'd like you to do is to think about, would you like to participate in this? So please go ahead and respond to the survey. So you're going to write your name, and this will help Mr. Hare and Madame Jourdain. Madame Jourdain is the French teacher we're working with. Yes or no, do you want to participate? And then just some quick questions about you, like what do you like to do? What do you like to do with your friends? What do you like to do in your own free time? And then what's something that you're really curious about in the life of a French teenager? So if you were sitting down in a cafe or something, chatting with a French teenager, a teenager in France, what would you be curious about? What would you want to learn about? Like, okay, are you curious about their daily life? Are you curious about their interests? Are you curious about what classes they're taking? What are some things you'd be curious about? So I sent the link in the chat. There's also a link in the class for today, right here, getting to know you. So you can submit it here if you don't finish it right now. But I'd like to take about 5 minutes to go ahead and respond to this survey, because I'd really like to get some responses. If you're not participating in the penpal program, that's okay. I still want to know this stuff. I'm still curious about this stuff with you, okay? So I'll go ahead and pause recording and give you about 5 minutes to fill that out. Thanks so much for taking the time to fill that out. And again, if you haven't filled it out, if you didn't get a chance to finish, you can always access it here, okay? And yeah, ok. Donc voilà, donc la semaine prochaine, voilà ce que nous allons faire. Mais en attendant, bonne fête. I hope you all stay safe and hope you have a really awesome holiday. I'll stick around if there are questions, but otherwise I'll say au revoir.
Thank you.